I'm going to transplant some of the seedlings that I have. So if you noticed, may red lettuce, may pechay, may kangkong, may cilantro. I don't know what happened to the cilantro so far. Isa pa lang siya. Or there's two. And there's the basil. I think the basil's not ready yet. And then I have the tomatoes. Siguro I have to wait for the tomatoes because it's not fully grown yet. Then if you notice, these are the bottles. It's been labeled. So there are actually 6 bottles that I've had that I made for the kangkong. But there's only 5 over here. Now the reason for that is because the other one, the one that I bought from the palengke, the swamp cabbage as we call them, the regular kangkong, I would have to put those stalks na may leaves na. So this one is a different variety because this is what you call as the upland kangkong or the Chinese kangkong that you usually see in Chowking. So this has been labeled. I use that temporary lang para lang ma-inspire ko. I use these stickers that I bought before for the windows. So yan. So you will see later on when I start to put in the soil, potting mix for the pechay and the kangkong. So I'll see you later, guys. Hello again, everyone. So I'm back. So if you notice, I've already planted the kangkong and the pechay. Now, if you're gonna look at this, and by the way, I'm not in the garden kasi medyo magulo yung garden, wala pang ilaw, so dito na lang. So if you notice this one that's taller, this is what you call as your lowland kangkong or the bamboo leaf kangkong. Now, this is the one that we regularly buy in the palengke. Now, this has been placed before in 4 different pots. Well, 2 of them are placed in pots, small pots. The other 2 are placed, the 3 are placed in pots, and the other one was placed in seedling bag. Now, if it had been placed less soil, tapos mas maraming water, I would have harvested this maybe a week ago. So this has been with me 2 weeks now. Now, how do you plant this lowland kangkong or the bamboo leaf kangkong? You just have to plant the stalks. So, yung stalks lang, tatanggalin mo yung ito, tinatanggal ito pagka itong ganito, yung pag kumain kayo ng kangkong, tatanggalin mo yung, of course, kukunin mo yung dahon, tapos tatanggalin mo yung mga ito. What is this? These are yung parang sanga or branches, because truthfully, when you include that over when you plant it, masisira lang siya, mabubulok lang siya. So it doesn't really, and it takes away the nutrients. So when you plant this lowland or this regular kangkong from the palengke, you just have to plant the stalks and then it will bring you this. But again, medyo matagal kasi another thing is that I don't really use too much fertilizer. I only use the kitchen scraps, yung mga pinagbalatan ng gulay at mga prutas. So hindi siya ganun kaalaga sa fertilizer because I'm trying to be organic as possible. So I only use natural fertilizers. Now, another trivia is we used to call this swamp cabbage back in the day, but apparently this is wrong. This is not really swamp cabbage. Iba yung swamp cabbage kasi parang that's for the palm family. So this is your bamboo leaf or your lowland kangkong. The other ones that you see over here came from seeds that I bought from Lazada. So these are the kangkong that has been with me siguro more than a month. Again, medyo matagal kasi nga wala siyang fertilizer masyado. So these are what you call as your Chinese kangkong or your upland kangkong. So, this is the one that you see in Chowking. So, medyo pahaba siya, just patulis, as compared to this na medyo pabilog. Now, this one, as we said, kailangan siyang nakababad sa tubig. Sa upland kangkong, hindi siya masyadong nakababad sa tubig. But, sabi nga nila, baka mas malinis kasi para siyang cultured. Ito kasi, nung bata ako, lagi nang sinasabi yung mga kangkong nasa sementeryo daw. But I don't really know if it's true. But you often see this lying in water. This one, usually soil. But, of course, I haven't tried it out. Fritz was suggesting that I tried it doing or hydroponics. But I still have to check on it. Plus, I don't have enough bottles to go by. So, medyo, aside from the fact that the reason why I put this in plastic bottles, 1.5 or 2 liter soft drinks, is because aside from being vegan, I'd like to push it a bit further by being more organic, using recyclable materials such as these PET bottles. But of course, ang problema, hindi naman ako uminom ng soft drinks. Kaya donation lang ng kapatid ko at ng kapitbahay ko mabait na nagugulat na lang ako. Nasa gitna lang yung water bottle. Now, do you have here the pechay? Yung lettuce ko kasi, yung kanina pinakita ko, are still not ready for planting. So, these are the pechay that I also bought from Lazada. So, again, dapat mas mabilis ang tubo nito. Pero, dahil nga sa walang masyadong fertilizer, matagal. Tsaka, hindi siya masyadong nakababad sa tubig. Maybe because, now that I have what you call as reservoir, ito yung reservoir niya. So, lalagyan ko ng tubig. So, there's two ways to water it. It's either you water it directly over here, even the kangkong over there. You water it directly over the soil, hindi doon sa leaf. Or, you put the water in what you call as the reservoir. So, dito, so may drainage yan. If you notice, may tumutulog. May drainage yan. So, yun yung doon mo siya ilalagay. So, dito, meron ako nilagay na butas. So, may butas siya dito para yung water, pag nilagay mo dyan, putulo doon. And, mas maraming tubig. So, there. Hopefully, within a week's time, mas marami na to. May ma-harvest na rin ako finally. I still have like 3 or 4 pots with upland kangkong. Pag marami na akong bottle, siguro ililipat ko na rin siya. Pag nagtubuan yung mga kangkong ko, ang daming kangkong niyan, daming adobong kangkong niyan. So there. Of course, ang goal ko, syempre suggestion rin ni Fritz yan, is to have, of course, yung edible garden. Since I'm vegan, I would prefer that I would be just harvesting my own food. Tipid na rin, syempre. Tsaka the thought of you being more organic and knowing the food that goes into your body because you are the one who grew it yourself. Now, so yun. So, again, tip, pag kayo nagtanim ng kangkong, yung stalk lang itira nyo. But you have to make sure na merong matitirang konting twig like this. So, yun, dumi na ng kuko ko. So, galing sa pagtatanim. So, this is the twig. You have to make sure na merong matitirang mga twig kasi dyan lalabas yung mga how do you call that? Yung mga leaves na ganyan. So, again, hopefully, malapit na siyang tumubo para makakain na ako. So, yun. I will show you the rest of the plants I have here in front. So, sa labas, marami pa sa garden, pero ito lang muna. Pakikita ko. So, I'll show you now some of the plants that I have here in front. Konti na lang siya kasi nawala na yung iba. So, here you have the gotu kola. Yung gotu kola, they said is good for people who have problems with sleeping, and also for to be used as an antidepressant. This one is, of course, oregano. I don't know what's happening with the oregano. Ito naman maganda, pero dito medyo hindi ko alam. This one I bought in Mega Mall for 50 pesos. Pero nang makita ni Fritz to, inayos niya. So, kaya siya lumaki ng ganyan. Kasi pag nakahawakan ni Fritz, tumutubo yan. This one is the chocolate mint that I bought from Antipolo. But of course, it was delivered by Lala Move. So, medyo malago siya. Pero sabi nila, medyo lalago itong ng malago. But I don't know how long it's gonna be because it's been with me for more than 2 months. Ito, huwag masyado pansinin dahil bigla na tumutubo ang pansik-pansitan. Now, this one is peppermint. For some reason, the peppermint, ang tagal tumubo. Tumutubo naman siya paunti-unti, pero mabagal siya. So, sabi din nila, mabilis daw. Pag tumubo na daw yung peppermint, medyo malago din yan. And this is thyme. And when I bought it, this is how it looks like. But until now, it's still the same. I think it's growing, but it's quite slow. And this one, medyo paubos na yung spring onion. Pero itong spring onion, ang dali-dali kasi niyan tumubo. 2 or 3 days tanim mo siya, tutubo na siya, and gamit na gamit siya. So there. So I still have different plants over there at the back, pero walang ilaw kasi dun sa garden. Ayan, pansit-pansitan. Wild siya tumutubo, hindi yan binibili, bigla na dumarating sa buhay. Parang yan, love life mo. Biglang darating sa buhay mo nang hindi mo inaasahan. Pero walang ganun sa akin. Wala akong ganun. Forget about it. Again, yan. Sana lumaki na yung chocolate mint. At saka yung peppermint. Now, the reason pala why I bought these things is because they said that this will ward off the mice, because the mice do not like one mint odor, and then the other one is pungent. So, yung mga sibuyas ayaw niyan. So, yan. So, I'll stop it from here. Hopefully, I could grow more plants and I could have more bottles, plastic bottles. Oo, kailangan ko ng donation. But, hindi, joke lang. But I hope I could be able to grow more. Not just plants, but food. Because my goal is to have an edible garden. I'm not into ornamentals. Because hindi ko naman siya pwedeng kainin. Although, of course, I respect people and I admire people who can grow ornamentals. I think that's not just for me. Hindi kasi ako magaling magpatubo ng mga ornamental plants. So, doon na lang siya pwedeng kainin since vegan naman ako. So, yun. So, yun, sana makapagpatubo na mas marami para mas maraming kainin, para mas makatipid, para happy. Diba? So, I'll stop it from here. Itong isa sa mga favorite ko, yung chocolate mint. Okay, so, I hope everybody will be inspired to plant their own food, kasi masaya siya pagka nakaka-harvest ka. Although so far, hindi pa naman ako masyado nakaka-harvest ng maraming mga gulay. So hopefully, darating ang panahon, makaka-harvest ako ng mas marami. So I'll see you guys, and thank you for watching.